Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on an Inflight vintage British Airways Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft in their heritage retro Landor livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I pre-ordered and purchased this model from Easy Toys, and their website address is www.easytoys.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular vintage aircraft model, please allow me to go into details about the history of British Airways and how they actually came about as an airline carrier. British Airways is a British-based airline carrier whose actual history beginnings can actually be traced back to August 25th, 1919, when it was actually formed, as well as originated from a small airline company called Aircraft Transport and Travel Limited. And after a series of mergers with different as well as various airline carriers, it was formed under the name of Imperial Airways on March 31st, 1924, then merged with another British-based airline carrier that ended up forming under the name of BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation, on November 24th, 1939, then merged with another airline carrier called BEA, British European Airways, on January 1st, 1946, and operate under the BOAC, the British Overseas Airways Corporation umbrella, for over 26 years until September 1st, 1972, and that's when the British Airways Group was eventually established after the passage of the Civil Aviation Act of 1971 was officially passed, which also formed the British Airways Board, which resulted in the merger of the BOAC, the British Overseas Airways Corporation, and BEA, which stands for British European Airways, eventually consolidate into one big airline carrier, as the consolidated airline carrier was officially established on March 31st, 1974, only to become the airline which is actually known to the world today as British Airways. Whereas the corporate headquarters of British Airways is located in the Waterside Building, which is located in the Harmondsworth section of London, England, which is a village located in the borough of Hillingdon that's located northwest of Heathrow Airport, while the airline's main hub and base of operations is located on the grounds of London Heathrow Airport, which is located approximately 14 miles west of the Central District section of London, England. British Airways also has a secondary hub that's located on the grounds of London Gatwick Airport, which is located approximately 30 miles south of the Central District section of London, England, which is situated in the London suburb of Crawley, England. British Airways is the national flag carrier airline of the United Kingdom, as well as the largest operating airline carrier in the United Kingdom in terms of international flights, as well as the number of international destinations served. However, when based in terms of fleet size and based on the number of passengers carried, British Airways is the second largest operating airline carrier in the United Kingdom after EasyJet. At the time of this video review posting, British Airways currently flies to 206 destinations in 70 countries across 6 inhabited continents, as British Airways is currently one of 10 airlines to own this actual distinction of permanently flying to all 6 inhabited continents, along with Air Canada, Air China, Delta Airlines, Emirates, Korean Air, Qantas, Qatar Airways, Turkish Airlines, and United Airlines respectively, with their operating fleet of 251 aircraft with no unfulfilled orders pending on this particular aircraft type, as this aircraft is no longer operating in the British Airways fleet at the time of this video review posting. Also at the time of this video review posting, British Airways is one of 64 airline operators in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier, according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine, and the Boeing customer code for British Airways for this particular aircraft was 36. All right, everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box here, where you see the British Airways billboard title, the little Speedwing logo there, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the aircraft type, the 1/200 scale, as well as the item number information you see at the front of the box. All right, this is the back of the box. What you see is the British Airways billboard title, the Speedwing logo, as well as some more information you see there as well. All right, now you're looking at the top of the box. What you see is the British Airways billboard title, the Speedwing logo, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the registration ship number, the 1/200 scale information, the aircraft type, as well as the item number information you see at the top of the box. All right, now you're looking at the bottom of the box. It's pretty much the same information as the top of the box I showed you earlier on. All right, now you're looking at the actual model stand that came with the model. In the bottom of the model stand, you see the British Airways billboard title, the aircraft type, the 1/200 scale model information on that plaque. And then you come up here, you see this black pattern there, everyone. The sole purpose of that black pattern is that pad not only protects your model, it also prevents it from being damaged or scratched when and if you decide you want to put your aircraft model on this particular model stand, okay? All right, now you're looking at this commemorative coin that actually came with this model. You see all the information on the front of the coin. Now I'm going to show you the back of the coin as well. Check it out. All right, this is the back of the coin. You see the registration ship number, the information of the first flight on this particular aircraft that took place, as well as the Landor livery scheme you see on the back of the tail fin of that aircraft. Very impressive. All right, now you're looking at this plastic bag, and what you see inside this plastic bag are the actual gear replacement doors, featuring the 2 little toothpicks for these gear replacement doors. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors on this particular aircraft model, okay? All right, with all that information out of the way about the history of British Airways and how they actually came about as an airline carrier and still operating strong at the time of this video review posting, plus all the details here on this box, as well as the back of the box, plus the actual model stand, the commemorative coin that came with this model, as well as the gear replacement inside that plastic bag. With no further ado, everyone, here is the actual model out of the packaging box. Check it out. There it is, everyone. The Inflight Vintage British Airways Boeing 767-300ER extended range jetliner aircraft in their Heritage Retro Landor Livery Scheme in a 1/200 scale model. All right, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to go into detail about this Heritage Retro Livery Scheme you see displayed on this aircraft, which was probably one of my favorite liveries of British Airways. This was the Heritage Retro Livery Scheme of British Airways, which was actually called the Landor Livery Scheme, as this iconic livery scheme, along with the brand new identity of British Airways at the time, was unveiled on December 4th, 1984, whereas the most distinctive change to this particular livery scheme was the actual addition of the red Speedwing Cheatline, which ran along the entire lower part of the fuselage, as you see there. As British Airways sported this livery scheme from 1984 up until this livery scheme was eventually replaced with their current updated Union Jack livery scheme that was unveiled on June 10, 1997. The British Airways Heritage Retro Landor livery scheme was actually created and developed by the consultancy firm of Landor Associates, whose global headquarters is located in San Francisco, California. So, with all that information out here about this unique livery scheme, with no further ado, everyone, let me get down to the nitty-gritty and show you all the details about this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side. We're going to start at the front as always. We see the front nose landing gear. I don't know why it's slightly off the ground, but anyway, there's the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear door, featuring the partial registration ship number on there, November Whiskey Victor. And then you see the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you, the radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, as well as the cockpit windows. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those details later on in my review. And right next to the L1 entrance door is the name of the aircraft, the city of Bonn, which is this you see here. And this aircraft was given the name, the city of Bonn, in April 1993, as the city of Bonn is actually a historical city in Germany that was founded during the Roman period around 12 BC. As this historical city is located approximately 15 miles southeast of Cologne, Germany, which lies situated within the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, Westphalia, as this ancient historical city is also the actual home birthplace of the late German composer and classical pianist Ludwig van Beethoven, who was born in 1770 and died in 1827. And then you see the red, particularly iconic red Speedwing logo Cheatline is actually displayed on the lower part of the fuselage right here. This particularly iconic Cheatline was actually referred to as the red Speedwing Aero Cheatline, whereas the red flashy design that's actually displayed on the lower dark blue part of the fuselage It actually resembled that of the original 1930s design when the British-based airline carrier originally operated as Imperial Airways, which was founded on March 31st, 1924. All right. All right, now you're looking at the center of the aircraft here, and then right behind these engines is the landing bogey gears here, which includes the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. And then there's the inboard landing light right there. But more important, these big engines, these nice looking engines you see here, these are the Rolls-Royce RB211-524H turbofan type engines that was used on this particular British Airways Boeing 767-300ER jetliner aircraft. You also see the Rolls-Royce logo on the engine column there as well. Now we're going to turn this aircraft model around. We're going to look at these engines from the front view angle. And we're going to see if these turbofan blades do spin. Let's check it out. All right, now we're looking at the front of the engines here on the port/left side. We're going to see if the turbofan blades do spin. Oh, perfect, yes. And you see the inboard landing light right there, as well as the front view of the landing bogey gears, which includes the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard/right side of the aircraft. Now see if the fan blades spin over here as well. Perfect. And you see the inboard landing light, as well as the front view of the landing bogey gears you see back here, as well as the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here, where you got a better view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the radon nose cone, the front nose landing gear doors, the landing gear lights inside of the landing gear doors, the landing gear strut, as well as the front view of the front nose landing gears, okay? All right, now you're looking at the edge of the wingtip here on the port side, where you see the red navigation light you see displayed there. All right, we're at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, where you see the AFT bolt bin door, but right next to the registration ship number is the actual Royal Mail decal, which you see right here. And the Royal Mail is actually the primary postal service company in the United Kingdom that's been in business since 1516, as British Airways uses this service to transfer their mail and parcel around the world. And then let's talk about the registration ship number you see there. Golf, there's Bravo, there's November, there's Whiskey, there's Victor, okay? Registration ship number Golf, there's Bravo, there's November, Whiskey, Victor. This particular aircraft was the 22nd Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft that actually entered the British Airways fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on April 13, 1993, and was delivered to British Airways on April 29, 1993, and operated in the British Airways fleet for 22.5 years until this aircraft was eventually withdrawn from service on September 28, 2015, then was eventually flown to the Cardiff Airport Aircraft Storage Facility, which is located in Cardiff suburb of Roos, Wales, on that same day, where this particular aircraft actually remained preserved and stored up at until this aircraft was finally flown to the Orlando Sanford International Airport hangar facility complex, which is located in Orlando, Florida, a month later on October 28, 2015, where this particular aircraft remained preserved and stored up at until this aircraft was eventually scrapped in February 2017. All right, we're still at the back of the aircraft here, and what you see is the Boeing 767 decal you see displayed there. British Airways took delivery of their very first Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number G-BNWC on February 2nd, 1990, and took delivery of their very last Boeing 767-300ER jetliner aircraft that bear the registration ship number G-BZ8C on June 29, 1998, as British Airways previously at one time registered and operated as many as 28 of these iconic jetliners in their fleet, as this aircraft was primarily utilized on routes throughout Europe, Africa, the Caribbean, the Middle East, as well as North America during its 28 years of operating in the British Airways fleet. But unfortunately, this particular aircraft is no longer operating in the British Airways fleet, as the London-based airline carrier officially announced on August 1st, 2018, that British Airways would begin to phase out the Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft from its fleet, in which they finally did in the fourth quarter of 2018, as British Airways officially flew its last Boeing 767 revenue service flight, which was dubbed as the final farewell Boeing 767 flight, when it flew from London Heathrow to Larnaca, Cyprus, and back to London Heathrow as British Airways Flight 662, British Airways Flight 663, respectively, on November 25, 2018, which officially signaled the end of an era of British Airways operating the Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft. And after 28 years of serving the British Airways fleet as one of the airline's official flagship jetliners for the London-based airline carrier, the British Airways Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft officially flew off into the aviation sunset, as this aircraft has since been replaced with the Airbus A321neos, as well as the Boeing 787 Dreamliner variants, which includes the Boeing 787-8s, the Boeing 787-9, as well as the Boeing 787-10s, which entered the British Airways fleet in 2019, 2013, 2015, and 2020, respectively. All right. All right, we're at the back of the aircraft here on the port side. What we're looking at is the tail fin. And what you see on the tail fin, the first logo is the airline's logo, which is this logo you see here. And this was the corporate logo of British Airways, which actually resembles that of a partial Union Jack flag, as the Union Jack flag represents the country where British Airways currently operates from as the national flag carrier airline for the country of Great Britain. And then you see the coat of arms logo you see displayed here. This logo can actually be seen on just about every British Airways aircraft flying today, as the coat of arms logo also displays British Airways' commitment in providing great customer service to every passenger. This has been British Airways' main mission objective since its inception. Also inside the lower part of the logo features a motto that British Airways actually goes by. It is called "To Fly, to Serve," which is about right in there, okay? And then you see the back of the aircraft here, where you see the APU exhaust hole, which literally stands for auxiliary power unit. And there is a hole here. Check it out. As well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Let's check it out. There it is. Awesome. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard / right side, where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on that landing gear door, November Whiskey Victor, the Peter tube, static ports, what have you, the radon nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit window, the name of the aircraft, City of Bond, the British Airways billboard title, the red Speedwing logo, as well as the front cargo container loading door. All right, now you're looking at the center of the aircraft. What you see is the inboard land light I showed you earlier. The Rolls-Royce RB211 engines here featuring the Rolls-Royce logo on the engine cowling, as well as the side visual view of the landing bogie gears, which include the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the edge of the wing here on the starboard side, featuring the green navigation light you see there as well. All right. All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the rear cargo containing loading door, the registration ship number, the rest of the Speedwing Cheatline you see back here, the Boeing 767 decal, the airline's corporate logo, the coat of arms logo, as well as the partial registration ship number you see on the top of the tail fin of the aircraft, okay? All right. Before I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, please allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. Let's check them out. Rolls pretty good. A little stiff. It still rolls good. Okay. And the gears, they tilt as well. The front nose gear swivels as well. You see there, there, and there. Okay. So with no further ado, let's check this aircraft model out from the aerial bird's eye view as well as the undercarriage belly view as well. Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, where you start at the front here first, where you see the radon nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. Then you come up here, you see the two escape hatch doors, the anti-collision beacon light. You see the British Airways billboard title on both sides of the aircraft. The high frequency antenna there. A couple more escape hatch doors. The ADF antennas right there. Another high frequency antenna. A couple more escape hatch doors. The tail fin, as well as the horizontal stabilizer, features the two little dots right there, as well as right there as well. Those two little dots, everyone, are actually called illuminator lights. And the sole purpose of those illuminator lights that it used to light up this tail fin here when it flew at night, okay? Now let's check out the wings and the engines. See the top of the wings, top of the engines, no wing walkway, but you got the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing tip you see there. Now let's come over this side. No wing walkway, see the top of the engines, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip on this side here as well. All right, now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, where it's mostly dark blue, where you see the radome nose cone, the crew escape hatch door, the front nose landing gear doors, as well as the front nose landing gears. And then you slide up this way, the anti-collision beacon light, the hole where the model stand actually goes in at, another high frequency antenna, a couple more there, pressure relief valve, the tail skid bumper, which prevents the aircraft being damaged. That's that bumper there. The APU housing door, as well as the horizontal stabilizer you see underneath. And then let's check out the gears here. Do they tilt? A little problem tilting, but that's okay. You see the engines there, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you, the registration ship number, the fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip there as well. Now let's check out over here. Do the gears tilt over here? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. See the engines there, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you, fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip on this side of the aircraft as well. All right, since I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, now I'm going to put on that model stand you see there to the left that I showed you earlier. So with no further ado, everyone, here is the model stand. Here is the model on the model stand. Check it out. All right, finally got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation. As you see it being displayed in the takeoff land position, displayed on the stand. Now I'm gonna allow this model to rotate in a clockwise rotation, starting with the port side, then the tail cam of the aircraft, and then the starboard side, and then the front of the aircraft and back to the port side. Check it out. All right, before I take this model off the stand, I got it at this angle for a reason. And the reason is the magnetic gears. I'm about to take them off now, starting with the front nose landing gear here first. There. The gears here on the port side. There. As well as the gears on the starboard side. There. Okay. Now, I'm going to let y'all see this at a different angle in flight mode position with the model on the stand. Check it out. Now you see this model being displayed in flight mode position, in the gears up position without the gears. Now you got one or two options how you want to display your model from this point on. If you choose to leave your model displayed like that in the gears up without the gears position, that's fine. You see this plastic bag here, these gear replacement doors inside that plastic bag. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors. So you can substitute your model like this while you display your model in flight mode / gears up position. Or you can do like I do, keep it in the gear down position, your choice. But I keep mine in the gear down position with the gears on there because it adds more value to the model. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and put these gears on this model, take this model stand and go ahead and wrap up this model review, okay? All right, let's talk about the seating configuration. This particular British Airways Boeing 767-300ER jetliner aircraft seated 192 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. All right, everyone, here's the breakdown from rows 1 to 4, which will be about from here to about right here. It seated 24 Club World live flatbed seats, rows 10 to 13, which will be about from here to about right here. You had 24 World Traveler Plus class seats in rows 16 to 38, which will be about from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had 144 World Traveler class seats, which brings a total of 192 seats. And finally, British Airways previously utilized this particular aircraft on routes from London Heathrow and London Gatwick airports respectively to worldwide destinations throughout Europe, Africa, the Middle East, the Caribbean, as well as North America during its 28 years of serving the British Airways fleet. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got your hands on this model or you plan on getting it, if you can find it. These British Airways livery, the Landor Livery, they already sell out pretty quickly because it's a lot of people's favorite, and it's probably my favorite as well. But if I'd like to know more, hear more from you though. If you got this model, you plan on getting it. So with that said, take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. Peace.